What's up, Facebook family? What's going on? What's going on? Come on in. I'm going to have a quick conversation with you. Come on in. What's going on? I pray that you are having a great weekend so far. Today's Friday, so I pray that the joy of the Lord is on you and your family. So come on in. Come on in. Let me know that you are on. Let me know that you are on. I just want to have a quick conversation with you. Today's day 14 of 2022. So I wanted to have this conversation. So come on in. I'm waiting for you. If you are on, let me know that you are on. I pray that God's favor is on you. I pray that God's grace is on you. So come on in. If you are on, let us know that you are on. Today's Friday, and I pray that God, grace you, give you favor for this weekend, so you can find the favor of the Lord. So come on in. I wanted to have this quick conversation before we go into this weekend and before we go into next week. I'm excited for what God is getting ready to do in your life. I'm excited for what God has in store for your life. But I wanted to talk to you and have this conversation. We are in 14 day. I believe today's the 14th of January. So we in 14 day in 2022, and we have a responsibility to remain focused. And yes, we have, because some of us already distracted and already off track, and we can't continue into 2022 being distracted. So I want you to regain your focus in 2022. We are only in day 14, so I want you to regain your focus. Peter Peter began to sink when his attention shifted in Matthew 14. When Jesus called him outside the boat, his attention shifted from the boat, from the person who called him out the boat, to the wind, to the storm. And a lot of us, we began to go under once our attention shifted. So I want you to regain your attention. I want you to regain your focus. Stop giving your attention to things in 2022 that has nothing to do with your purpose, that has nothing to do, things that have nothing to do, has nothing to do with your life, with your destiny. So we have to regain focus. So that's my job. That's my assignment for you this weekend. I want you to have a great weekend and a great week next week, but you have to regain your focus. And a lot of us, we've lost of you've lost your focus. You've lost your concentration. Your concentration has shifted now from the person who called you outside the boat to the wind, to the storm, to the trials, to the tribulations, to the things that you are going through in your family. So I want you to regain your focus. It's imperative that you regain your focus. It's imperative that you graduate in the level of concentration. And a lot of us, we are not concentrated on the things that God has, the things that God have called us to do, and things that God has called us to do, and things that He has promised us. And we have to stay on task. We have to stay on task. You have to stay on assignment. It's imperative that you understand that you have a responsibility to stay on assignment. You have a responsibility to stay on task. So it's 14 days, and we can't afford to get to day 15 and we are distracted and we are everywhere. We don't know what we are here for. We are consumed by the pandemic. And so that's why it's imperative that you stay in prayer and you stay in the word and stand on the word of God, so you're not distracted. So regain your focus, Peter. And I know there's a storm out there, there's a pandemic out there, there's so many things, out there, but Jesus called you out the boat, and you are walking on water in 2022. And once your attention shifted, then you are going under. So put your attention, your concentration to the right thing this year. Do what you need to do. If it's draining you, don't do it. If it's bringing the worst out of you, don't do it. Don't give your attention to negativity. Don't give your attention to anything that will drag you from the will of God. So that's your responsibility. I wanted to encourage you that it's imperative that you stay focused. It's imperative that you stay on track. It's imperative that you stay on assignment. Most of us believe in God. We are believing God for great things this year. We are believing God for awesome things this year, but you need to stay on assignment. So I love all of you. I want you to stay connected. I want you to stay in the will of God. So whatever you do this year, stay in the will of God. You have a responsibility to do so. You have been commissioned to do so. You have been called to do so. Whatever you do, stay in the will of God. So listen, focus is the key. Determination is the key. Concentration is the key. I want you to stay concentrated. Stay on the things that God has promised you. Stay on your assignment. Stay on task. It's imperative because once your attention is shifted to negativity, once your attention is shifted to those things that God has not called you to do, then you will go under. And that's exactly what happened to Peter. His attention shifted from the person we'll call it, which is Jesus Christ, who said, "Come out." And then he put his attention on the wind, the storm, and he began to sink. So a lot of us, we feel tired already. We feel drained already in 2022 because our attention has shifted. Our attention is no longer on the Word of God. Our attention is no longer on what God has said about us, what God is doing in our lives, but our attention is shifted. So please be careful. Do what you need to do this year to regain your focus. Do what you need to do this year to regain your attention. Do what you need to do this year to, to just regain your concentration because God is using you. Great things are getting ready to happen for you. Great things are getting ready to happen for your family. But you have to remain focused. That's all I have for you. You have to remain focused. You have to make it your responsibility in 2022 to remain focused. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do to remain focused. Do what you need to do to stay on track. Do what you need to do to stay on assignment. Do what you need to do this season to do what God has called you to do. But you can't afford to lose track. You can't afford not to stay on assignment. You can't afford not to stay focused. So I encourage you, regain your concentration, regain your focus, because God is getting ready to do big things and major things in your life. So I love you. I pray that you are blessed. And those of us who are going to listen to this, share, like, comment, because we are going somewhere in God in 2022. God bless you.